Let me just close my initial remarks by talking about bringing this country together. You know, Bobby Kennedy gave one of his most famous speeches on a dark night in Indianapolis, right after Dr. King was shot. Some of you remember reading about this speech. Some of you were alive when this speech was given. He stood on top of a car. He was in a crowd mostly of African Americans. And he delivered the news that Dr. King had been shot and killed. And he said, at that moment of anguish, he said, we've got a choice. So we've got a choice in taking the rage and bitterness and disappointment and letting it fester and dividing us further so that we no longer see each other as Americans, but we see each other as separate and apart and at odds with each other. Or we could take a different path that says, you know, we have different stories, but we have common dreams and common hopes, and we can decide to walk down this road together and remake America once again. And, you know, I think about those words often, especially in the last several weeks, because this campaign started on the basis that we are one America. That, you know, as I said in my speech at the convention in 2004, there's no black America or white America or Asian America, Latino America. There's the United States of America. But I noticed over the last several weeks that the forces of division have started to raise their ugly heads again. And I'm not here to cast blame or point fingers, because everybody, you know, senses that there's been this shift. You know, you've been seeing in the reporting, you've been seeing some of the commentaries of supporters on all sides. Most recently, you heard some statements from my former pastor that were incendiary and that I completely reject, although I knew him and know him as somebody in my church who talked to me about Jesus and family and friendships. But if all I knew was those statements that I saw on television, I would be shocked. It reminds me that we've got a tragic history when it comes to race in this country. We've got a lot of pent-up anger and bitterness and misunderstanding. But what I continue to believe in is that this country wants to move beyond these kinds of divisions. That this country wants something different. And so, overcome the racial divide in our politics, I think about that Republican woman who used to work for Strom Thurmond, who's now devoted to educating inner city children, and who went out into the streets of South Carolina and knocked on doors for this campaign. Don't tell me we can't change. Yes, we can. Yes, we can change. Yes, we can. Yes, we can heal this nation. Yes, we can seize our future.